So good day viewers, welcome to another biology presentation. So in this presentation we are going to answer questions based on photosynthesis. So we have our question 6 here, where we had 3 questions, A, B and C. So let's see how we can answer these questions. So we are going to start with question A1. Explain what is meant by the term photosynthesis. So this question was just carrying 2 marks. So here we can explain photosynthesis as a process by which plants use sunlight, water and carbon dioxide to create oxygen and energy in the form of sugar. Apart from that, you can also use a different definition and you score a mark. So we can also say that photosynthesis is the process by which green plants, algae and some bacteria convert light energy into chemical energy using carbon dioxide and water. Okay, so this is how we can define photosynthesis. So here we have said that photosynthesis is the process by which green plants use sunlight, water and carbon dioxide to create oxygen and energy in the form of sugar. So this is the definition that we can use to define what photosynthesis is. So let us now move on to our next question. So here is our question Roman numeral 2. The question reads, give an equation summarizing the process of photosynthesis. So here you need to give the word equation. You also need to give the chemical equation. So mostly you just need to give the chemical equation and you are going to score a mark. And that chemical equation you are going to write, you have to make sure that it's balanced. Okay, so we are going to start with the word equation. So the word equation for photosynthesis, we know that is carbon dioxide plus water plus light energy. So this light energy now, that's where we have the involvement of chlorophyll. Okay, then you are going to have the byproduct, that will be glucose plus oxygen. That's the word equation. So we have said carbon dioxide plus water plus light energy, and this will produce glucose plus oxygen. So this is our word equation. Then from this word equation, we can also have the balanced chemical equation. So the balanced chemical equation here, we are going to have, since we have started with carbon dioxide, so this one will be already balanced. So we are going to have the balanced chemical equation, which will be carbon dioxide plus water plus light energy, which will give us glucose plus oxygen. So here you can see that in the first place we have the reactants, where we have 6 molecules of carbon dioxide. Then we also have 6 molecules of water. Then we also have light energy. So this light energy, I've said, is usually from sunlight, which is absorbed by chlorophyll in the chloroplast. Then we also have the byproducts, which is glucose. Then you also have oxygen. Okay, so this is how you can answer this question. So I believe it's clear. We can now move on to our next question. So here is our question B. Our question B reads, how are the products of photosynthesis distributed to the rest of the plant? So here we need to write our answer in essay form and we are going to score the 3 marks. So the products of photosynthesis, primarily we are looking at sucrose, which are the sugars. So these are distributed throughout the plant through the phloem tissues by the process called translocation. So this process, it involves transporting sugars from the source. So the sources can be the leaves. Then it goes to various sinks. So when I say various sinks, we are looking at the roots, the fruits and the growing shoots. So once they reach these sinks, the energy is needed or is going to be stored. Okay, then sucrose is going to diffuse into the phloem vessels, creating a tangle pressure that drives mass flow from high to low pressure areas, effectively moving nutrients to all parts of the plant. That is how the products of photosynthesis are distributed to the rest of the plant. So here we have said that the products of photosynthesis, primarily sucrose, which are the sugars, are distributed throughout the plant through the phloem tissues by the process called the translocation. It involves transporting sugars from the source, which are the leaves, then it will be taken to various things such as the fruits and growing shoots. So where this energy is needed or stored. Then sucrose diffuses into phloem vessels, creating tangle pressure that drives mass flow from high to low pressure areas, effectively nutrients to all parts of plant. So that is how the products of photosynthesis are distributed to the rest of the plant. So this is how we can answer this question. We now move on to our next question. Okay, so I hope it's clear. You have understood how we can answer this question. You have gotten something. So make sure that if you have a question, you are free to leave it in the comment section and I'll be able to respond to you. So we now move on to our next question, which is our question C. Our question C reads, how does photosynthesis benefit Roman numeral 1, a caterpillar? So this one is just carrying 2 marks. So here we must understand that when it comes to photosynthesis, we know that photosynthesis produces food for all living organisms, okay? Directly or indirectly. So when you look at herbivorous animals, they directly benefit from photosynthesis by feeding on the plants stored food in leaves, the stems, or the fruits. Then when it comes to carnivorous animals, they benefit from photosynthesis indirectly by feeding on the herbivores that fed on what? On plants. So now here, when you look at a caterpillar, so a caterpillar, you'll find that photosynthesis will indirectly benefit caterpillars in different ways, such as the food source and habitat. So the plants, they are the primary food sources, okay, for many caterpillars. And the health thriving plants, they provide caterpillars with suitable habitats for shelter, protection, and laying eggs. So here it simply means that plants are able to make their own food. Okay, once they make their own food, they are going to obtain the sugars and energy. Then the caterpillars, they are going to eat these plants. Again, you find that some health plants, they are able to provide caterpillars with suitable shelter. They also act as for protection, and the plants are caterpillars are able to lay eggs in those places. Okay, so here we have said that photosynthesis indirectly benefits caterpillar in the different ways, such as food source and habitat. So when you say habitat, we are looking at a place where these organisms will be living. Then plants are the primary food sources for many caterpillars, and health thriving plants, they provide caterpillars with shelter, protection, and laying eggs. So that is how photosynthesis can benefit a caterpillar. So you'll be able to score your 2 marks here. So make sure that you answer your question in an essay form nicely or in complete sentence form, and you're going to score marks. Okay, so we can now look at our question C2. Okay, so here is our question C2. Our question C2 reads, how does photosynthesis benefit a bird of prey? One is also carrying 2 marks. So how does photosynthesis benefit a bird of prey? So we know that a bird of prey, When you look at this picture, you can see what is happening. There is a bird that is just from getting food to eat. Okay, so here you understand that photosynthesis will benefit, will indirectly benefit a bird of prey by providing a food source. Okay, it provides a food source, and the plants, they obtain sugar, and they act as a source of what? Energy. Okay, then the herbivores now, like the rabbits, the deer, and the insects, they are going to consume the plants. After consuming the plants, they are going to obtain energy from the glucose they contain. Then the bird of prey, such as carnivorous, they are going to hunt and consume the herbivores. That is how photosynthesis will be able to benefit a bird of prey indirectly. So here we have said that photosynthesis indirectly benefits a bird of prey by providing a food source. Then plants obtain sugars and they act as a source of energy. Then herbivorous animals such as rabbits, deer, and insects, they consume plants. So after they consume the plants, they are going to obtain energy from the glucose they contain. Okay, then from there you find that the bird of prey such as carnivorous, they are going to hunt and consume the herbivores. So that is how photosynthesis can benefit a bird of prey indirectly. Okay, so I hope that is clear. You have gotten something. Okay, so if you have a question or if you have any contribution, you are free to leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll be able to respond to you. So we've now come to the end of our session. Thank you so much, everybody, for having time to view this content. This has been your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. Bye bye.